Hello guys, and welcome to another video today. This time for some highlights, TORA highlights for the Michelin Ginetta SuperCup. This time for the Donington races. This is qualifying, as you can see here, and we're going on to our laps in quali. And yeah, we just first league racing, first sort of leagues going on Podcast 2 right now is just this at the moment. The game isn't fully ready for league racing yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But as you can see, we're racing for Team Pink for EVR. We've got Team Pink and Team Yellow. I'm in Team Pink with EVR Hurricane and EVR Chirac. So here we basically was the qualifying session where it was basically split into individual sessions. We'd qualify and the top players would be put in the top lobby, and then the middle lobby you got the sort of lobby B and then lobby C. So you basically, that's how it was all split up. So this was basically just a general qualifying session, seeing what times we could achieve. So we wanted to try and get into lobby A. That was an aim for me. I mean, on the pad it isn't the easiest. The wheel is generally quick. As you can see, I am using ABS, but I'm using low. This is the low setting for ABS, not the highest or anything like that. So it's giving me better stepping power because I kept having problems with the last chicane and the car would lock up, and for some reason my rear was always spinning out when I was braking. So problems there. So I thought I'd put a little bit of ABS on just to help. And it seems to be helping a little bit. And across the line here for our first flying lap of the session, and it's a 110.679, and that was a pretty good start to the session. Felt comfortable. That's roughly what we're doing in practice, and it is actually in the autumn conditions. So we were practicing in the summer where the temperatures were higher, and obviously these are autumn, which temperatures are lower, so the cars weren't as good in these conditions. And it's something that a lot of the drivers were moaning about. The lobbies weren't set up correctly, in my opinion. So yeah, not great. But here we're going to the line now for our second lap. It's at 10.6, which was a pretty good lap, an improvement by about 0.4 or so. So that was pretty good. I'm happy with that. And then we'll move on to the next lap in our session, which is our fast lap of the session in general. And we're pushing as hard as we can. We're running in 5th place currently, and we're looking good. I felt at this point I was saying, you know what, we've got a good chance to get into lobby A. I'd be pretty happy to get into that lobby. But here we come now to start our final flying lap of the session, which basically is our fastest here. And here we go, heading down into turn 1. You want to take it in second gear, or you want to enter in third and then down the second gear, so down the third. We actually enter in second this time, and we'll rev the second gear out to get the best traction out of it. Some people use third. You can use third for that corner, but I choose not to. And now it's just downhill now, as we go downhill, and then they're going left. Got a bit of traffic up ahead as well, so that should get out of the way. Fast right-hander here, down to third gear, hang it in there. Some take it in fourth, but we kick it in third, using all the track and a little bit more. And that's our first set there, a little bit down on our previous best. The car in front of us gets out of the way, which is pretty good. Now uphill we go slightly down to the right-hander, brake just before that sign down the left-hand side, down the third gear, hanging it in there, and then using all the track possible, and now heading into this quite uphill, and then sort of you can't see, it's quite blind initially, down the third gear, hanging it in, and then just basically just this long straight, a long wait here, and as we head to pretty much the trickiest part of the track, which is chicane. You want to be pretty aggressive, but you also don't want to be too aggressive, as it can go wrong. Braking between the boards here at that white line down the third gear, clipping the apex nicely, and that was a really good run now. Not on the curb on the right hand side too much, and that was a really solid lap run Donington Park, and that is our fastest lap of Donington Park in the session of 10.1, and in general was our fastest lap in general on the circuit. So pretty happy with that lap time. P5, obviously it improves a little bit to try and help us. Obviously any improvement you can get will help you, and we did qualify P5 in this qualifying session, which will set up us for all the lobbies later on. So this, wherever this would be, was good, and we got actually put into lobby B. We missed out on lobby A by like 2 or 3 tenths, so that was unlucky, but we tried everything we could. So we're going to be in lobby B, and we're going to be basically put in terms of how quick we were in lobby in that qualifying session. So here we go, boys. We actually were second fastest in the lobby B, basically, so from that session in terms of, you know, in general. So probably the 14th fastest person in this, and we're ready to go racing here alongside Touring here. He's in front of us, and we're going to go racing now. So we get a pretty good restart, but I was running the hard tyre, and in the autumn conditions, it wasn't the best. Into turn 1 now, literally locking up and going deep. Tried to avoid as many people as possible. Burnout got past us, we're down to P4 here, and the hard tyre was absolutely horrid. It's something that I think a lot of us complained about. It was supposed to be set to summer, the lobby, and it was set to autumn. And the problem is there's so much of a difference between the tyres, and it was horrible to drive. The car was sliding, I couldn't get on the throttle very quickly, and the guys ahead of us were running the softs, so they were pretty much you know, they're having a better time of things, and unfortunately, we weren't. We were really struggling to get the tyres up to temperature. We were just legit, just struggling. We just oversteer and understeer. This uphill, this corner here as well. This absolutely just so difficult. Then the third gear, and we literally are just sliding. Cars ahead as well, gone off the circuit as well, and we're back up to third again. Also got Adam, I think, as well as wide. I'm going to try and get him, but obviously at the start of this race, just playing it cautious, going to go to the inside, but we're not going to go for it. A bit too risky at this stage, and my hard tyres were just not giving me the confidence and the grip that I wanted. And yeah, particularly here, look at that, just losing the rear onto the grass. And I obviously didn't want to drink on too dangerously and just let third place go again. So yeah, really struggling at this part of the race. It was just a bit irritating. The hards were just not warming up, and they weren't throughout the whole race. And that is the difference between the different conditions of turn one. Look, I just make a mess of that as well. So basically, the ultimate conditions really affect the tyre, and you can't actually get the temperature into them, as we've got P5 and that's touring back behind us, and you're looking for a move here. And we're just really struggling to get the grip. We're back up to we're still in P4 right now, and Touring's going to look to the inside. We're going to try and defend him if we can, but we leave him the space. He sees the gap, he goes for it. I leave him the space. He barges his way through, and that's a fair move, really. That is it. You know, he had me. He obviously had much more confidence in his tyres, and I just didn't have it. The temperature of the tyres was never going up, and it wasn't just me. In other lobbies, like Lobby A, I think they had it as well. I know a lot of the TM boys had it as well, so I wasn't the only one who was struggling with the car. The car was just nowhere near as quick as it was. And it was a completely different car to drive, basically. Just very slidey and just hard to drive. Whereas normally, in some conditions, there's a very good car to drive. And it has good grip. You know, it's pretty grippy. It's on the edge. You can push it. And here, you can't. It just, in autumn, you just can't. And particularly on the hard tyre. A lot of us chose the hard tyre. Not in this lobby, but in other lobbies. Because of the tyre wear. And obviously it didn't pay off, so it was something to learn for the next race. Thinking that it was going to be autumn, we switched. But the guys ahead of us are battling Touring and somebody else. I think it's Adam. I believe it's Adam again. I'm not exactly. Oh no, it's actually. I don't know who it is. I think it's. Well, it's somebody. We'll go with it. And they're battling away here, and they're losing time. So we haven't lost too much time to Touring, who got past us recently. So we're just trying to keep up with these boys and just keep within the battle. You know, you never give up. And at this point, I was a bit frustrated with my tyre choice and just the way the car was performing. It was very irritating, but you know, you got to continue. And as someone goes off there, and we're up to P4 now. So yeah, I mean, if I could get like top 5 in this race, or you know, 4th place in this race, I probably would have taken it considering the circumstances. It just, you know, the way this will went really to keep it touring now into large K, and here look, just no grip whatsoever. And you know, just really frustrating. You know, it's really hard when you don't have the confidence, because the car is so different in between summer and autumn. As I said, autumn tyres are cold, undrivable, and here look, just go for a spin. You know, just lose it there, just as you do. And the signs over our bonnet, and down to P5 again. So at this point, I was getting really frustrated with the tyre. Somebody else in the lobby was having the same situation, and yeah, the game basically the car's completely changed in these conditions. And the lobby was set up wrong because it was supposed to be in summer, so. And that's how we all practice, so that's the way it is. Something to learn from and take from into next races, and we'll just go with softs next time, not hards. But coming across the line for after lap 8, we do another 12.3, which is actually our personal best of race, and then in practice I was doing like 10.9s on these tyres, even just consistent 10s, so that shows 2 seconds the pace at least, or 1.5 seconds the pace on these tyres. Just shows just a disaster. We're now up to P4 again actually, so someone pitted there, and we're doing a good job. So P4 is still on the cards, which is good. Some good points for the team. The other two were in the other lobby, Hurricane and Chirac. So we did another improvement there, 12.1. So we're doing a good job here, just trying to get the points that we want. And it's looking pretty good so far with how it's to go. And it's just about time really. And in front of us now, actually, someone's had a little bit of a moment, I think. I mean, is that? Yeah, someone's actually had a moment again, and here he comes. I think we're going to try and get in a slipstream here, and we're going to try our best to try and get past him here, and we're just a little bit too late, and we just haven't got the grip. Again, look, just twitching in the brakes, and losing a bunch of time, and that's the thing, with the hard tyre, you just couldn't fight. You know, that's the most irritating thing. When I felt I had the pace and the consistency, you know, it just wasn't coming to me. So the I thought it maybe could come into it, but the track temperature and the condition and the actual time of day, this didn't help really, and the actual season as well, as losing the rear on the next to turn 1, and then P5 gets past me pretty easily. So just basically just a race just trying to keep it on the black stuff. That is really all it was. That's it. That is all the race was. It's just keeping it on the black stuff, keeping it, just get the points and come home with the points. That's all I could do. I was pretty helpless. And a lot of people were complaining about it, but I'm sure it gets sorted out for next time out. TORA obviously is the first races on, Project Cars 2, league races on Project Cars 2, so you do expect these little errors, but hopefully get fixed for next time out. As we're now back at the P4, someone actually has lagged out. I think Burnout actually had an issue, so he's actually gone. One of our teammates, obviously in Team Yellow, obviously we're in Team Pink. So we're now back at the P4 again, and here I was trying to get it home. I had a good gap to the cars behind. Just bring it home now, and there was no need to rush it in out. And carrying on to later on, lap 17, we are going to come home in P4, which is a good points. It's a good, solid race there. Not what I wanted. I learned a lot in terms of the hard tyre, and hopefully these issues in terms of setting up the lobby are sorted out for next race. But yeah, that is a race over. P4, I'll take that happily. In the race, as VS Touring dominated the race, Ryan in second, Adam in third, myself in fourth, got in fifth, and then you got the rest of them as well. So pretty good. I was happy with that. Good result, but it's something to learn on from the session is just going to the tyre. So here we are for race 2. You basically your grid order is basically positions from race 1. So here we are for race 2 here, and on the soft tyre, the actual warm up of it and the temperature of it stayed engaged pretty nicely, so should be a bit better this race. Should have a bit more confidence in the car. So here we go. There's not taking any risks now, as we're all ready to go racing once again, and we'll try everything we can. Burnout is right behind us, down towards the end of the field, as we're actually, I think, preparing to go underneath this Donington sign here, as we are about to go now. And we get a pretty bad restart, because I was trying to look at what third place guy was doing, and I got a little bit bogged down. So here we go into turn 1 now. We're going to try our best round the outside of Gotto. I think his name's Gotto or something like that, or Gotti. It's one of those. I can't see it on my preview screen, as he's actually had a pretty meh exit. And we're going to go to the left hand side now, and we're going to switch to the right hand side. I'm just trying to keep his slipstream, and here he just slows it all the way down here, and I lift off and I lost all momentum. Burnout now is on our outside. I let him through there, one of my teammates, and he got 3. So momentum absolutely shrank there, as Gotto just lifted. I don't know, he just looked like he lifted on my screen. So we lost momentum down to P5. So now we're just trying to battle away. Look at this. Adam's battling away. Ryan's battling away. Gotto's battling away. We've got Burnout battling away. And then me battling away with them as well, keeping behind them. And just waiting for someone to make a mistake. And just trying to keep there. And look at this here. Gotto is trying to isolate. I think he actually... happens here. I think he pushes Ryan off. He actually just gave him the middle finger, and that was pretty poor awareness, I have to say. And I'm going to try and get past him. He obviously, what happened on lap 1, sort of first couple of corners, I wanted to get past him. I wanted to get past him as quick as I can, and he's actually made a mistake. We go to the left-hand side, and I want to get this move done, because I felt it was a bit of a risky guy to race against, as seen with Ryan and with me as well earlier. As we get past him nicely, and that's us into P4. So try and recover this and just keep away from people that I felt were probably a risk to our race. But back into P4 once again, not too bad. Got Adam in front of us and Burnout there battling away. And here I'm making a bit of a mistake here, and I clamp for the curbs, a little bit of steer. And Burnout's there as well. I try to avoid him. I basically, oh my god, I tried to turn left and he moved left, and I then tried to turn right and it was too late. So yeah, he spanned the car, Burnout, and that's ruined our race. We've got damage. It isn't too bad, but yeah, down to P5, and that's cost a lot. Painful, really. We're in a good position, but I lost it. I lost it too, and then I moved left, and then he started moving left, and I tried moving right, and it was a mess, really. I'm going side by side now with the guy next to us, and I get the move done there pretty nicely. Pretty good move, actually, to say so myself, and we're back into P5. So now it's just really a recovery dive, from P6, and it was just trying to push on. Adam's going to slowly here now. I'm going to try and get past him, but it's just so limited, really, in terms of overtaking around here. You don't know where you can actually overtake and pull that off, so we just tried to do what we could. And we're just staying behind him here, just trying to get a good run. And look, you see, dirty air is what actually is a factor. Dirty air is a bit of a factor around here, which is good. I think it's quite good in terms of just being able to know what you can and can't do. As Adam's also done once again, I think he actually got an extend. Try and look at the inside, but don't make a stick. He leaves me the space here. He goes a little bit wide here. We give each other nice racing, and he actually was really polite. And his racing etiquette was really good. He's just making silly mistakes, and so was I as well, really. And that was really fun to race with him. Actually, we've got a good run here. As we try and get into the slipstream, he's going a little bit wide now. He's making little errors. We go to his inside now, and we should get this move done. We lay it on the brakes, and that was a pretty sweet move. He's going to try and get the cut back on us, though. We're leaving the space, give him the respect. He's got a nice run, and he, I think, just backs out of it. So, there you go. Us into P4. Happy with that, and just a fight back for the field. I can see our podium up in front of us. I think that's ESR Ryan, I believe. Or maybe Ryan's in second. I'm not actually so sure he's actually in front of it. No, it's not. Second's Ryan, and I think this is somebody else. So we're going to try and fight with him. We've got Adam right on our tails as well as we head into his fast right-hander once again. And the guy in front of us is, looking pretty vulnerable. We'll try and put him under pressure and try and keep up with him. But possible best first sector as well. And I just have much more confidence in these soft tyres, but they wear a lot as well. So defending against Adam though actually goes on my inside. He makes a massive error and he goes off, and we're now at the P4 once again. So me and Adam are constantly battling in this race. It's fun as well, it's just really fun racing. He's just making silly errors really. But the guy in third, I'm hunting him down. I want that podium. It's getting in second league race on Podcast 2 is good. But now we actually lose the rear. And another mistake on my own, and that was hugely just annoying. I think it just lapses concentration. I completely choked there, and that pretty much I felt was second place at the window. Not just third, but I think second catching Ryan. I think we had more pace than the ESR Ryan. That's not me being cocky. I think I generally had better pace on the soft tyre. So yeah, lost opportunity there, and just my own mistake. Just simple driver error there. Got too confident with his worn tyres. But now, someone else is round now, and it's Adam once again. So he's made a mistake, and we're going to try and get him now in his slipstream. He's had a really bad run here. We've done a personal best 11.8 that lap. We're going to go on the inside of him, and we try and get the move done. We lock up a little bit. He's on our left-hand side. We defend nicely, and that's us up into P4 once again. But also, have you noticed, it is actually summer. So the time of day was changed again for the second race. And once you get into some sort of rhythm, it's hard to go back, isn't it? 11.7 that lap there as well, so improvements coming out of everywhere. Third place right up the road, and once again, see how fast we caught up to these guys again. That's the amount of pace we could put on to try and catch ESR Ryan, and that's annoying. As the guy in third is now making mistakes, and we're just trying to get past him as quickly as we can. I think pace is looking good for P3, but Adam was very quick, but making errors, and I felt like I could have a good chance of just staying in P3. So here we go. The guy in front of us makes a mistake here, and we go on the inside. And done deal, really. Done deal into third place. Really happy with that. And now it's just a defensive drive to the end. 6 more laps of this race. And it's all the way between, really, me and Adam. And that was basically the whole story of the race. It's just a defensive drive to the end of the race. I was catching ESR Ryan as well. We had really good pace. Like, to be honest, I felt the pace was good, strong. But the mistakes that we made, the crash of burnout, definitely hurt us. I mean, I could have done something different, but I didn't know he was going to move left. I should have just stayed right, maybe, and gone on the grass or something. But that was my own mistake as well, you could argue, and obviously the spin as well. Not great, but a good, at least 10 seconds lost in that race, really. At least, so that's just annoying. But now we're battling with Adam now, last lap of the race, and Touring absolutely dominated this race. He's won by a nice margin. We actually have got up to the ESR Ryan, so again, just shows the pace we had. And we could have been probably in second in this race, in my opinion. But these things happen. It's racing in the end of the day. But Riaz Touring wins both races by quite a nice way as well. So GG to him, the VSR. I know Bird won one race in one of the tiers as well, so we're doing well. But Adam's not getting up here. P3 really under pressure, and for me, this was pretty pivotal to keep in front of him, because I felt I was making less mistakes. He's made more, and we had a good run from there. And now in my head that I had it done. It was a done deal. Now heading into the last chicane, and braking nicely, and we're gonna come home for P3, and I was really happy. I literally just I was happy with this result because I was put under pressure, and it was well deserved from basically a comeback drive. So really happy with that race. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Leave a like and subscribe for more racing content on the channel, and I'll see you very soon. But just definitely get involved in this. If you have Project Cars 2, definitely get involved. It's great. You get in a party together, you talk to each other, and it's more of a fun thing. It's more of a social thing, and it was much more fun talking to everybody in the party and just enjoying our racing. And Adam gave me a little congratulations at the end there, so that was superb. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you very soon for another video on the channel. Bye, guys.